Welcome to AgriMinds, the podcast where we explore the intersections of personal growth and professional success in the ag industry. I'm Casey Bowl, your host. Thank you for joining me as we dive in to the different strategies and insights that will help you level up your life and career. From mental health to leadership development, we're going to cover it all. So sit back and get ready to grow with AgriMinds. Hello and welcome back to the AgriMinds podcast. Today I'm going to be sharing with you a little bit of a behind the scenes insider look into Casey's brain. I'm going to be sharing with you something that I personally have been struggling with, and it's so fresh that I had this conversation with my coach this morning, and I've worked through it, and I thought, you know what, this is too good not to share on the podcast. And I literally told her, I was like, hang on, I need to write this down because I'm going to turn this into a podcast. And so here's what happened. This morning I was talking with my own coach and I told her something that I've been struggling with. I said, I think that this might be the very first time in my entire life, absolutely in my entire career, that I've ever actually felt caught up. And instead of feeling relieved or proud of that feeling, it made me anxious and it made me have a lot of self-doubt and feel like almost ashamed or embarrassed. And there were so many feelings and mindsets brought up with being caught up, right? Like I was too scared to admit this out loud because a couple of things. One, I had this fear that somebody might say, wow, must be nice to be caught up. I will never have that. Or the fear of hearing somebody else saying something like, well, you're not working hard enough. You're not trying hard enough. You're not doing enough. And I also felt like it was making me feel anxious because I must be forgetting something, right? I must be dropping the ball somewhere that I haven't yet realized. And I don't like that. And I was sharing this with her and I was like, I should be happy. I should be excited. I should be celebrating that I got all my stuff done. And now I'm kind of in this season of in between until my next thing picks up. But I've worked really hard to get to this point and to be intentional with having a little bit of downtime. And I now have a client who did that same thing where she said, you know what, I'm not going to book anything for the month of July because I want to be able to go into August and September fully refreshed, very focused, and very intentional. And I've done that same thing where I've purposely said no to different events and opportunities for income and for exposure because of the season of life that I'm in. And yes, there's a big sacrifice there that I've had to say no to potentially making more money or potentially getting more exposure and opportunities to be known and heard of because it just didn't align with the season of life that I'm in. And so therefore, times are a little bit slower for me because I want all of my time and my intention to go into building out a really good and quality event, which is happening in March of 2026, known as the AgriMinds Summit. And so, here we are at the beginning of August 2025, and I am not doing what I think a lot of people would consider a lot of work. I'm working, but you're not seeing results right now. And I've caught up to all of the things that I said I wanted to do. Like I wanted to have this done. I wanted to have that done by this day. And I wanted to have that done by that day. And I've done all those things. And I'm really proud of myself for doing that. But now I've got this like weird itch to be doing something, to produce something. And I think that so many people in agriculture, one, you've probably not had the opportunity to be caught up, right? There's so many things, there's so many hats, so many people, so many tasks that require our attention. And so like we never do get caught up. And that is heavy because we know that there's no finish line. We know that that carrot is always going to be dangling in front of us. And that's exhausting. But I just want to talk about like what happens when we do get caught up, or this illusion that we might be getting caught up, or that like we're dropping the ball somewhere else, and that our worth is tied to the thing that we produce. I think that so many of us in agriculture have been conditioned to believe that our value, our worthiness to be somewhere, to be a part of something, is tied to what we produce, whether that's, out in the field and physically, putting work into the crops in the field, or the output that we're doing in the office of bookkeeping, or, the things we do at the house and the amount of stuff we get done at the house, or even in the office of like the amount of calls that we make, or the amount of sales that we land. Like they all equate busyness with importance. And I want to challenge that. And so when there's space in the schedule and we actually catch up, it can feel really, really wrong for us. We start filling it with different tasks, different projects, different busy work, because we don't know what to do with stillness. And I don't think it's just a habit. I think this is a mindset. I think that I know that I've talked about this in past podcast episodes and even on social media about how, like, growing up, if I was laying on the couch and I heard my dad pull in the driveway or open up the door, I jumped up off the couch and looked busy. And I noticed that I do the same thing. And I don't know if it's habit or if it's mindset. Like, I'll be, on the couch playing with the kids or whatever. And then my husband will come home and I'll like go in the kitchen and like, oh, need to do the dishes or sweep or something. Like, it's not because I think that my husband is like going to reprimand me. That's not the case at all. It's more so just like, I don't ever want to be viewed as like not being productive. And here's the deal though. You're not tied to the yield. You're not the yield, you're not the to-do list, you're not the output, you're not the whatever thing that you've gotten checked off of your list. And it's okay. It's more than okay to have space. And if you're going to fill that space though, let it be worthwhile, not just checking a box. And so if you're feeling restless or worried that you're missing something, here's a couple of questions that I asked myself today, that once I got off the call with my coach and kind of just said it out loud, because first of all, I've never said that out loud before. I've never admitted that before, but I've tried to practice what I preach. And so I have been doing the same thing with my coach that I would hope that my clients do, which is just let it out. Like, whatever the hell thing is bothering you, get it out, because they can't help you with the thing. You got to swallow the pride. You got to get over the ego and just, what's the thing hanging you up right now? Get it out. And so that's what I did today. And so after our call, I asked myself a couple of questions, and I'm going to share them with you. And maybe that will help you feel like you aren't actually missing something, that you're actually doing the right thing. It's okay to have an in-between, whether it's for the day, whether it's for a month, or whatever that looks like for you. Like, it's okay that there is an in-between. And I don't think many of us know that that is okay. I think that we've never given ourselves permission. It's just like, okay, we move right into the next thing. Here's the next thing on our list. And there's no like buffer time. So here's 3 questions that I asked myself this morning that I just kind of sat with. And I'm not a big journaler, so I did not journal them, but I am a talk it out loud kind of gal. And so I asked myself the question and I said it out loud to myself. So my husband probably thought, well, who is she talking to down there? But here's what I asked. The first question I said, what's actually on my plate right now? So if you're driving, feel free to pause the podcast. If you are not driving and you can write this down, feel free to journal it. Or if you need to take it a little bit further, feel free to find me on social media message me, email me, and share with me your answer to these questions. So, what's actually on my plate right now? Write it down. Seeing it in front of you can help calm that am I forgetting something feeling. Inside of Agrimine's Live and inside of Agrimine's Essential, which are the two programs that I offer. Both are 12 weeks. Live is a group and Essential is self-paced. But inside of both of those programs, I offer something called the Time Mastery Toolkit. Actually, you know what? I think this is a freebie on my website. So go to caseybull.com, and on my homepage, if you scroll to the very bottom, you can grab this Time Mastery Toolkit for free. All you got to do is just tell me where I need to email it. And so it's a Google Drive document. So anyway, I'm all over the place today. But inside of that is a brain dump template. And I use that quite often just because I'm a wanderer in the working genius. And I like to think things out. But I know that writing it down and seeing it in front of you can help. And so I do have the brain dump template here in front of me, and I've been kind of just sorting through and organizing my thoughts. So that's something that I would encourage you to do, is to get it out of your brain. The second question that I asked myself was, what's actually urgent right now? And just really putting facts to my fears. Like, is this really something that I need to be doing? Am I freaking out over nothing? Do I need to be producing something right now? Is somebody waiting on me for something? And the answer that I got was not shocking. I just needed to see it. I needed to put a fact to it. And because, not everything needs my attention right now, or even my attention right now. I've been assigning myself tasks and doing things just because it's filling the time, filling the void. And then I'm going to wonder why the hell I'm feeling burnt out. And I'm going to wonder why I don't have any time to be doing any hobbies, or that I'm feeling exhausted at the end of the day. It's because Casey, you didn't take advantage of the rest time when you were given the rest time. And it's because this mindset has been taking over. So the third question that I asked myself, is this my responsibility? Right? Sometimes I carry things that aren't actually mine to be carried. The weight, the responsibility, the pressure, the expectation. I forget to offload some of that onto my husband, onto my kids, right? This is my child's responsibility. He's 9. He can absolutely fold and put away his own clothes. I don't have to do that. I don't have to fill every single crack in the clock with something. And there's a ton of books on my nightstand that I've been meaning to get to because I want to read them, and I know that they will help me as a coach, as a friend, as a spouse, as a parent. And if you've been following along at all with any of my son's stuff, there's a lot of research that I need to be doing, and I want to get to that. But for some reason, I keep putting that on the back burner because of all these meaningless tasks. Well, they're not meaningless. They're minute in the big grand scheme of things. So anyway, those are a couple of questions that I asked myself. And here's a couple of bonus things that I would just prompt you to explore. Is this a physical thing, right? Is the anxiety coming from an actual thing? Maybe it's actually too much caffeine. Maybe it's a lack of sleep that's actually fueling this jittery feeling. There was this brand, it was called Stoke, and it was all the rage for iced coffee drinkers. It was so good. And honestly, I love the taste of Stoke ice cold coffee, but it made me literally crazy. I was so jittery, so moody, and just, I was nuts when I drank Stoke coffee. I didn't have the same reaction when I drank regular, brewed coffee. But for some reason, when I drank Stoke coffee, I went insane. I had such mood swings. It was crazy. And I noticed when I stopped drinking it, I'd be good. And then I'd drink it again, and I would have this crazy feeling. And so if you're feeling like you've got this sense of anxiety, these are a couple of things that you can check on. Is it a physical thing? Is it the type of food you're eating? Is it a lack of sleep? Is it too much caffeine? Check in with yourself and ask those questions. Another thing could be, is this a mental thing, right? Maybe it is your mindset, or it could be an outside voice. Maybe a specific person is saying this to you. Maybe there's a social media feed that is telling you, you should be feeling this way. Maybe it's an old belief system telling you that you're not doing enough, like I was when, I was talking about my dad and the couch thing, right? Like maybe it is a mindset thing, but it could be an external thing. So check and see which one of those it could be. And also, is it emotional? Here's the deal for women, right? We have emotions that sometimes we can't control. Our emotions are definitely high and low and always changing throughout the month. And men, if you're listening to this, you have women in your life that you can give a little bit of grace to. If you're a female, I want you to check in. What time of the month is it for you right now? Can you give yourself a week? And if you're still not better, then come back to it. But I'd highly encourage yourself to give yourself a couple of days or a week and just figure out, like, are these hormones? Or is there actually something really going on here? Are you uncomfortable with the stillness because you tied your worth to busyness for so long? Or are you just hormonal right now and you just need to give yourself a week to get through this? So those are some things that I would highly encourage you to look through. And listen, this is the real crap, okay? So if that conversation made you feel uncomfortable, I think that there's a bigger thing going on here. This is real life. These are real things. These are real topics that people just for some reason don't want to talk about, but they are amazing if you really give them the time and the chance to understand them. They help you understand why you're feeling the way that you're feeling and how that shows up as a leader at work, as a family member, as a friend, right? Like those are factors that we need to consider. So if you truly have time and space and you want to fill it, if you're like me and you just don't like idling, I would encourage you to find something that is intentional, not necessarily productive just to check a box, but intentional. Fill that time with something that moves the needle on your long-term goals, something that's going to recharge you, something that's going to strengthen your relationships, either personally or professionally, not just something that's going to keep you busy. Today's entire podcast episode is reminding me so much of one of the other speakers that I'm so excited to announce and share with you. And her name is Lauren Bondi. She is going to be speaking at the Agrimind Summit, and her session is titled Already Worthy: How to Stop Shrinking and How to Start Showing Up Today. It's all about untangling your worth from your work and learning to step into leadership without burning yourself out or trying to prove yourself. Because here's the truth: you're already worthy before you've produced anything. You're already worthy before you've checked a single box, and you don't have to fill every single square inch of your life with doing to earn the right rest, right? You don't have to earn that. You're already worthy of it. And so I'm so excited to be bringing Lauren to the Agrimind Summit. And if that is speaking to you right now, I want to invite you to be in that room in March of 2026. The waitlist is open, so you can grab the link in the show notes. But today I just wanted to share that with you, that I too struggle with all the things. And the other day on LinkedIn, I actually saw a post that started off with, "Nobody talks about burnout in agriculture." And I'm like, hello. Yeah, I do. I talk about it. I don't always have all of the answers to everything, but I am willing to open the door to conversation. And so that's, again, what the Agrimind's podcast is. That's what the program is about. That's what the summit is about. Is not me saying, hey, here's the tool that's going to solve all of your problems for you. It's more so like, hey, let's just talk about it. Let's talk it through. And I don't think that many people are comfortable with that yet, but man, it is helpful to just know that you're not the only one struggling with the thing, to know that there are people who've gone through it and overcome it, and they're going to share with you what's worked, what's not worked, and also just be there with you as a support system as you figure out what you need to work for you and how you can kind of pick and choose from all these other success stories and say, here's how I'm going to tailor all of that to make it make sense for me. And so I am the one talking about these things that nobody else wants to talk about. And I hope that you'll join the conversation. So that's all for today. Thank you for listening, and I'll talk to you soon.